Hi everybody, it's Jennifer Hoffman of enlighteninglife.com, and in this little video I want to talk to you about why it seems that everything starts to go wrong in your life all at the same time. And you decide to make a change, or you decide to do something differently, and all of a sudden everything just blows up. It's kind of like remodeling your house. Why is that? Well, I'm going to use the example of it here in my neighborhood. So my next door neighbor is selling their house. And I was talking to them over the weekend and seeing how they're doing. They're supposed to list their house this week, and they were all stressed out. And they said, oh, we have so many things to fix and so many things to do. We just don't know if we're going to get it all done. And my neighbors have lived in their house for almost 25 years. So they've been there a long time, and they're used to living there. Now, they have already decided to sell their house, and they actually have already committed to another house. So if you remember my previous video, and I was talking about, get my little props here, talking about becoming 360 and energy gaps, and how you have this, your life is congruent, and then you decide to change. Well, you don't just take this life and then move it up. You have to disintegrate your life. So take it apart, and then you go up a path, and then you've got little steps, and between those steps are energy gaps. So the way it works is, with my neighbor, say this is their 360 life. This is their house, their life, their lifestyle, their furniture, the way they have their house decorated and everything. And it's just been following along this path for 23 years. And then they decide one day, you know what, we're going to sell our house. We're moving to a different house, and we've already found one. So that energy road stops. Now, they've taken part of their awareness and moved it up here. But while this path is a solid line because it's known, all their energy is moving in this direction, this, as I told you in the other video, this is a dashed line. And in between these dashes are spaces where there's no energy. So the first thing they have to do is sell their house. Well, they've lived in their house for a long time. So it doesn't matter that maybe the walls need painting, or the carpet's got a couple dirty spots in it, or there's a little hole in the wall, or there's some loose molding. They've lived with that for years. All of a sudden, the realtor comes in and looks through the house and says, okay, here's a whole punch list of things that you have to take care of before you can list your house. And I guess their list was pretty long. So between here I am in my house and here's my new house, there's all these energy gaps, all these things they have to fix. And it's difficult for them because, when we are on this straight trajectory, we're just living, and, things are wrong, things are broken, things don't quite work right. We kind of duct tape things together, and we're actually okay with that. But it's not until we move the reality into a new space that we start seeing the difference. Now, your awareness is in a new reality, but your reality, your old reality, is still there. So in order for you to, oh, I need to sell my house. Well, this gap is like all the things you need to fix in your house so that a buyer comes in and actually wants to buy it and doesn't have 500 things that they need to fix in it. So each of these things then that they weren't aware of here because they hadn't shifted their reality. So when you shift your reality, all of a sudden everything that's lacking here, that's not working right, that's just not quite functional, suddenly becomes very clear and very apparent to you. And that's why you have to go back and forth between realities until this reality becomes then the straight solid line that this reality was. So my neighbors are having a heck of a time because, as I said, they lived in their house for almost 25 years, but they'll get it done and they'll get their house sold. It'll be listed and they'll move and everything will be great. In the meantime, they are really struggling to fix things that for them were okay, but for a real estate agent and certainly for a new buyer, they're not okay. And this is probably going on in your life. So if you're starting to all of a sudden see all these things that are not right with your life, just remember that that's happening because you've decided to make a change, and now you have two realities of awareness. You have the one you're living in and the one you set your intention for, and you're going to have to go back and forth between those two to get things fixed, to get things done, to bring the part of this reality up to a higher level so that you can then be on that new reality. I hope that's helpful. I know everyone's going through this right now. So if you're making changes in your life and all of a sudden you're thinking, wow, well, these things are wrong with my life, this is why. Thanks for watching. This is Jennifer Hoffman, and I will catch you on the next video.